the Morning J Show.
Then. Now. Acknowledge me. The king of kings. You can't see me. Forever. Together.
Welcome to the Morning J Show.
Welcome. Good morning, the Morning J Show. It's your man Bukes here on a Saturday morning. So, programming notes. This is going to become a solo show for now on. So Cynthia has stepped back from the project, which is fine because hey, she can come back. She can't. She wants. She can. Don't. She don't. That's cool. Banks. But this is going to be a solo show. This is going to be the show. This is it. The show you've been hearing for the past couple of weeks is the show. This is it. Now, my question is, should I release it on on Fridays or on Saturdays? I'm mostly hitting on Saturdays, my release date every week. Release my show every Saturday. So sometimes on Fridays. But I think I'm going for Saturday. Saturday it is because the WWE special live events are on Saturdays these days, and I'm on the same timeline of those shows because they have a lot of Saturday shows. So I think for right now, for the foreseeable future, Saturdays will be our release date for my shows. Cool Banks, Cool Banks. Hi guys, I've missed you guys. What have you been doing? What's been going on lately? It's been a crazy 2 weeks or so. Well, let's get into it, okay? Shall we? So, as you guys know, it's been a crazy year for your boy. So last year, I left my job as of 3 years in the making. I was already planning on leaving anyway to go to Metro to start working as a train operator, which is one of my dreams. I always wanted to, drive a train, plane, or a bus. I like to be in transportation. I like to see things and be around people, be around the world. I like my days to be unencumbered into an office if need be. So this time last year, I got suspended from my job for the first time, which then ultimately turned to me being fired from my job. Is because I worked at a secondary site. I did overtime with the boss. I worked with the boss who was also leaving the company at the time. And, I was telling him about my TS clearance that I put in for the company, and, me about to go to Metro and everything. And so, of course, on that stormy, rainy shift, we lost power, I might have taken a little cat nap. And allegedly, the client seen it, and they got upset, and they put me on suspension. Mind you, that's not my regular post. I don't work there. That's not my post. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's not my post. I don't fuck with y'all. Like, I'm helping y'all out. I come here to help y'all out. Though I'm getting overtime, fake overtime. It wasn't really overtime. It wasn't real overtime. They didn't even pay people for overtime. It was a joke. It was a joke. You did overtime and you wouldn't see nothing on your check the difference. It was crazy. Or they would charge it, or they would apply it in a weird way where it just didn't look like it wasn't overtime. It was crazy. So ended up getting suspended, and then I didn't hear nothing back from nobody for weeks. I got suspended probably like on June 12th, on a Saturday or Sunday or Monday. And then like at the end of the month, I didn't hear anything. Said, you don't work anymore. They said you were fired. I said, what? No one ever told me I was fired. What the fuck? And then I'm calling the boss guy, but he's leaving the company, so I'm calling him for nothing because he doesn't work there anymore. Like, so who the fuck I supposed to call? Anywho's, long story short, I get in touch to his boss. I'm like, okay, so am I coming back? So basically, she asked me what happened or whatever, and so then I told her what I think they thought would happen. So then she said, "Oh well, that's an admission of guilt, so you're going to be terminated." Nigga, you could have said that shit 2-3 weeks ago. I don't give. All right, who cares? Like, all right, cool. All right, we're going to send you some paperwork you can sign. All right, cool. All right, whatever. Debrief and for the clearance and stuff, all that nonsense. And then I applied for unemployment, and then they dragged their feet from July of 2022 to March 2023. I did not receive my unemployment until March of 2023. Very sad. Very sad indeed. But long story short, this is June of 2023. In the past week, I've been working training for this Pentagon job where I'll be an armed officer at the Pentagon. And also I had an interview again with Metro, but for this time is to be a station manager. Also, I am waiting to take my polygraph test for the FBI to work administration at the FBI. So when they say God has a plan for you, you just don't see it. You may see all the hardships and tribulations in the front of you. You don't see the real plan or path. He's working on something. You just don't see it yet. Because I thought this time last year, I was just assed out. I ain't never been unemployed for this long. I couldn't find no good gigs. I had a clearance and I still couldn't find no good gigs. It was a mess. And at this point, last year, we had a house fire and a displacement and all this and all that. It's crazy. Um, it never been that bad before. Like, but also I also lived my worst dream, which was a pandemic, in which where and my thoughts was that if it's a pandemic and no one's working, how do you pay your bills? Do the government help? So they put everything on pause. That was my worst fear growing up in high school and middle schools. If the whole city or world was shut down and you can't go to work to pay the bills, what happens with your house or your car note and all your bills and the stuff that you don't really own yet? You're paying to own it. You know what I'm saying? So I already been through that because during the pandemic I had to work and I didn't get no bonus like I said we was, but during the pandemic I had worked through the whole entire pandemic. To each his own. I'm very spiritual. I'm not really religious, but I'm very spiritual. Very, very spiritual. I feel like everything is a connection, energy, and everything is leading to something somewhere bigger and better. And like I said, so now I'm here, and in it. My birthday this past. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just it's. I'm going with the flow, but I'm going with the flow with my head held high. Because normally in June, it's a bad month for me. Normally it's never works out for me, or even the birthday plans or something out secondary. Like my car got broken into again this month on my birthday. I woke up on my birthday, went to training, and I said, "Oh look, my car window is busted open again. Great, who lovely. This is what I need at 6 o'clock in the morning." I woke up to my car, busted open again. Great, mind you, it happened prior to this back in April. And people is price gouging on these windows. It's because it be $250, it could be $270, it could be $300, it could be $500, or if they even have it in stock. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's terrible out here. Like, but I heard they're having a Kia and Hyundai is having a class action lawsuit coming up, and if your car gets stolen or what have you, they will give you either $3,000, between $3,000 and $6,000. So that's good. I guess if your whole car gets stolen and it get written off, you will make allegedly $3,000 to $6,000. If that's true, if that goes through, like, why do you have to have a whole lawsuit to get your money back? You made a defective car and it's getting stolen by USBs and people know it, and you had to wait to get sued by thousands of people to get people their money back of their valuable property. That's crazy. I'm just so grateful for how everything is turning out. Like, cause I always wanted to try to be armed and try to shoot and everything, and so I'm doing it right now. And also, I wanted to get my poly to get my clearance to the toppest level. So that's happening as well. Everything's working out in the pace. You just don't see it in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where you're heading towards, but God always got you. So I'm going to play a couple of clips that I've seen on TikTok that I want to talk about, and we're gonna do that. I think I got like 2 or 3 clips I want to play, and then I want to pretty much talk about them, piggyback off of them.
About suicide, it really fucks me up because people think it's so easy. It's not. It's not as easy as you say. Well, if you want to kill yourself, just do it. Nah, it ain't that easy, bro. You know, I used to get mad at myself because I couldn't do it. I said, because I used to think about my kids. I used to think about my mom. I used to think about, like, how people gonna view me after this. You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna be viewed as a punk? Am I gonna be viewed as this? And I'm like, but I don't want to be here. Like, what can I do? Like, what can I do? I can't stay here, but I can't go, so I'm just gonna stay home.
Someone does commit suicide, is there stuff in their brain that you would be able to see before that?
Yes.
Huh.
And I've actually published 2 studies on suicide.
Yeah.
Usually the front part of their brain is low
Okay.
in activity, so they don't have a break. They also are losing empathy. And empathy is, if I kill myself,
Wow.
what will the people I love and who love me, how will they go through that? But they've lost that ability to see things from another person's point of view.
You can see empathy in the brain?
Yes, it's a frontal lobe function.
There's kids, and I say kids because they're 18. They'll come in still with their mothers, and they won't speak to the receptionist. The mother's doing all the talking. Kids have not been taught social skills. You are hindering their development and their growth to be adults. You got to have a way to introduce that and keep it going in schools. I think there's a couple subjects missing too. I think life skills are missing from curriculums, and I also think bring the trades back. Kids need to know how to do certain things to take care of themselves. Like, I think cooking's a necessity, but they don't get taught that anymore. It's just a thing of the past. It's looked at as passe. Kids need to learn certain things in economics. How back in the day we would learn how to write a check from our parents. That should have been taught. Not everybody is built to go to college. That doesn't mean there's not some kind of education they can get to better their life. Bring trades back to school. I know plumbers who make great money, man. Electricians, the same thing. We need to bring those programs back to the kids and teach them something.
And we're back. So those are clips I went through over the past week mostly about suicide and suicide prevention and children not speaking for themselves in certain areas. So to the suicide thing, because I got a text from my friend the other day, and she was basically saying So my friend sent me a clip about struggling, everyday struggles, working, having kids, and just being in life and being in this bubble in this movie, right? And basically she was saying she can't hold on, she needs some help, blah 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 blah, either mentally or physically or emotionally or financially, all the above. So she sent me that video, and I sent her a message saying, like shit, but it's those little things and moments and certain people that keeps you hanging on for that much more longer. Meaning, and then she put, man, what? This makes me feel like somebody knows what I'm feeling. So people have these glooming thoughts all the time, but people don't talk about it that much because, people are taught, mostly black people mostly, are taught not to talk about these subjects, these things, and act like it's not going on, but it is, you know what I'm saying? It is going on. People have these thoughts. They don't want to be here, they want to go to the happy place, or, something better than this. This plane is too much. I gotta work, I gotta pay the bills, I'm never gonna own anything, and I do this cycle until I'm into the ground and we come back later again or something like that. Like, nobody wants to do that. Most people don't want to do that. But we have children and kids and people you want to see grow up, and you don't want people to think, oh, this is somebody else's fault. This is your parents' fault. This is society's fault. Or they don't want to think, oh, you're a punk. You took the car way out. You could have suck it up. You can went through it. No, like I tell people, when I hear about stories about people committing suicide, I'm like, that's some brave ass shit. Meaning you was really, really sick. Or you not sick. I don't want to say the word sick, but you was really at the breaking point, and you had to go. Even children, even though the story is even worse, they hear about children getting bullied and everything and killing themselves. I think it's also, and I don't think it's a selfish act. I think it's a bravery act that you are unhappy, and some people, a section of people, aren't able to just talk about it or write about it, and then it's released and it could go on. They just can't. So I understand it. Like, I think about walking around with a bus 10 times a day. Or I've been driving my car by myself, and I'm like, I could drive off this cliff into the water and then just take a nap. Sure, why not? But, but then I do want to see my cousins grow up and have children, do them be an adult, see how they turn out, and so on and so forth. So it's like, damn, am I selfish? Because I wanted, and then people you leave behind, your mom, your dad, your siblings. It's like, oh, why didn't you talk to them? Why didn't you talk to me? And then when we talk to people in our own way, even we saying stuff like jokingly, I'm gonna kill myself, or seriously, I'm gonna kill myself tonight. It's their way of communicating, or they're just trying to get it out. Not necessarily they need an audience. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to get it out their system. I gotta say this out loud to get it out my system, like it's word vomit. Some people don't understand that. Like, they don't understand it. But I get it. So it was this clip I played about, I think a doctor was saying basically you could see empathy in your brain, in the frontal part of your brain, and that you can see the depression in your brain and all that stuff. I tell myself I give my brain up to science, and like I'm not an athlete or anything, because that CTE stuff. They probably give their brains to science to see what can they learn from you, but you can't do it until after you die and whatever. I'm like, why don't you just look at my brain while I'm alive? Like, nigga, why I gotta wait till I'm dead to look at my brain? It's annoying. And what's also annoying, when you go to the doctor, like I've gone to the doctor and I've asked them for tests that I'm not supposed to be getting because I'm at a certain age or whatever. And you say, oh, you can't. Like I asked for like not a blood test, but like I want like an overview of my body. Like I want you to look at my brain and look at my pelvis and look for like cancer and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, you're too young, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. You could get all this shit whenever it is, you know what I'm saying? But you're not looking for it, so you're not going to see it. If I come here and just say, I'm here for a physical, pee in a cup, you touch some pieces, and we go. Oh, how tall are you? Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. We're done. You didn't look for anything. You're looking at what I'm telling you to look at. But if I ask for a certain test or anything like that, I won't give it to you because of your age or your insurance or your lack thereof, the money or for the insurance or the test. Like, it's my body. I should be able to what Steve Jobs die of? Damn. Basically, he had that fast ass cancer. That shit that's gonna get you once you get it and once you know you got it, you pretty much check the fuck out. Like he had that crazy. It started with a P. Damn, I don't remember what it was. Anyways, not enough money in the world could save this man's life. Not the best doctors. Da 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 da. That's what I'm saying. So why do doctors get to decide when can you take a test, or you have to be a certain age to take a test? I should take all. I always ask them, can I get all those fat tests? Check all that shit. Check the liver. Check all that. Check that. Checking your butt. All that. Check it everything. Check them polyps. Let's get it done. Like, what are we waiting for? Why wait until I'm 30, 40, 50? Check now. Early detection. What you talk about? Like I say in school, check your breast. Make sure you have breast cancer. The same thing. Prevention. Medicine is not for prevention anymore. It's the business to pump up medicine and whatnot. It's annoying. That's why I try to get my cousins' kids and kids in general to speak about, say their piece, say what they got to say, even if it's somewhat disrespectful or whatever. Just say it. Don't bother it in. Get it out. What you guys say? Go ahead. I'm good. I'm here. We can talk this out. Like, I was having a problem with my cousin's 13-year-old. He wouldn't clean his room. Like a week and a half ago, he was acting like abnormal. He wasn't listening. He was being basically the terrible 13s. He was pretty much trying to see how much he could get away with anything, right? So I already told him to clean his room. We already, you know what I'm saying? And then he didn't clean it. He started cleaning it, and then he fell off, and then he started cleaning it again, and then he fell off on the same day. And then that Saturday, we was cleaning it, and then his dad came to pick him up, and he was gone. And then this continued on for a whole nother week. So he got in trouble the next week, and I'm telling his dad, yeah, he's been terrible this week. He's been not himself this week, and he wasn't doing good in school either at the same time. And yeah, so cool. He came back. Now the following week, he still didn't clean up his room again. So on Friday, he needed to go to the store for something. Mind you, I took him to school like maybe on a Tuesday, even though I was already late for my training that day. So we gotta go. I'm gonna go to the store for him. He's riding with me, and my cousin wanted some chicken from the store. So I'm gonna do everything in one big swoop. So I told him to hurry up and clean his room real quick because you don't get extra things. I think taking you to the store for like a project or anything, or taking you to school or picking up from school, are all extra things that you don't have to do for people. You know what I'm saying? That's extra. So he took his sweet ass time, and I sent his dad a picture of the room. I don't think he even responded to me or to the kid, but whatever. Long story short, I ended up going to the store, found the chicken, bring it back home. And then I was so fed up. I'm like, this can't keep happening. Like, it gotta get nipped in the bud. So my cousin doesn't like the hitting thing, which is fine, I understand, because how he was growing up in our past. we didn't think that hitting people, hitting the children, really didn't change the children. It just prolonged the inevitable. It didn't really help anything. It didn't really solve anything. So, but these children are being coddled currently, ish. By you tell them to do something, they take their sweet ass time, or they act like they know the answer to things, they can't speak and shit like that. It's very, very frustrating. So when I got back to the house, I was just like, what the fuck? So I went in there and told them, like, you got it good, son. Like, what are you doing? Like, this room is still not clean. It was cleaner than it was earlier, but it don't take hours to pick up clothes off the floor and put them on hangers and put your shoes in the boxes that I bought for you for your Christmas. And it doesn't take that long. It don't take that long to do anything. People, they just like the lollygag, and so people will forget. So basically, I was going square with him. Said, I'm out to just deck you because this is getting frustrating. It's getting annoying. He's getting older. He's getting taller. So you got to kind of not break them down, but you got to assert yourself and be like, yeah, we're not having this. Like, this room can't look like this ever again. Like, it shouldn't. It's only you in this room. Get it together. He ended up getting it done. He got it clean and vacuumed. And I told him to vacuum the other part of the house and do the bathroom and blah blah blah. So we're in a good place again where he's listening at the moment. And yeah. But like I said, I try to tell people and children, say what you say what your piece. I'm like the vault. You could tell me anything. I'm not surprised about anything, any kind of feelings. I've been through it all, and I'm currently still going through it all. So you won't shock me whatsoever. So, and my other friend is a dude. He's currently unemployed, and he lives with his mom, and his mom is very nonchalant, clean freak, and people out like they can't take their surroundings to their areas. Like, you've known your mom all your life. You know what she likes and what she doesn't like. You know what gets on her nerves and what doesn't get on her nerves. Won't you just help the situation and don't get on her nerves by doing whatever she will? Not saying not appease, but stay out of the way and don't do the thing that she don't like you to do. Like, leave dishes in the sink and make your day a little bit better without you antagonizing your parent or whoever you live with. Like, you can't be just a complete boob. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me sitting at my cousin's house, I'll help with the dishes. I'll wash all the dishes. I'll do some cleaning, and I try to stay out the way and not be there so much. And yeah, so, you gotta kind of be like, not a hindrance. You gotta be a helper. Gotta be more a helper than a hindrance, and don't be in their way. Don't be in their face so much, because at the end of the day, you staying with somebody or living with somebody or whatever, they don't want to see your fucking face, even if you paying money or not. They don't want to see your fucking face. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't their original plan for their house or their place. You know what I'm saying? So people gotta think about that shit. That is like rude. Like, like I say, my cousin, for example, her siblings will come to the house. One of them got a key to the house. So I don't know how she got a key to the house, but that's either here or there. And she would just bust in the joint. She'd come in the house, be all in the joint sleeping one afternoon, and she just walk around with a dumb dog and then leave. Like, you little Michael Myers, little idiot. Who does that? Who walks around the whole house and sees everybody sleeping and walks back out? Like, she just freely walks into the house, and or her other siblings, who are males, they will all come in the house and just come over, and we let them in, and then they will beeline to her room and walk to her door. Like, she's a whole adult with 2 kids. Don't just walk into her house and walk straight to her room and open her door. You don't know who in there. And like, people ain't got no coof, no etiquette. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I don't know. But I try to get the kids also to talk for themselves. Like, we go to the restaurant, we go to the speaker at the McDonald's, we go like to a librarian, you go to touch the metro, and I try to give them as much as exposure of talking for themselves and formulating sentences. Where one video I just played you guys that said that in the dentist office or something like that, 17, 18-year-old people are going to these places and not speaking for themselves because their parent is there or guardian is there. And that's just not cool. You like 16, 17 years old, you know how to speak a lot. You can speak a lot. Go talk to them people about what you need to get done. Oh, I need some braces. Oh, when is my next appointment? Parents got to stop. They got to pull back. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them flail. Let them float. Let them figure it out. I don't get these new parents. Like, what's going on? Like, I understand we're trying to do better than we was when we was growing up, but some of those things that happened when we was younger was needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't all that bad. You know what I'm saying? So, that's neither here nor there. I am still backed up on podcasts. The Sports Junkies, they're currently having a pickleball thing going on in Virginia right now. I wanted to go just to get a paddle board, but I couldn't get no confirmation about can you just buy a t-shirt and get a paddle without you registering to go to the whole thing. So I might not show up. I gotta take the boys to get a haircut and shit like that. So I don't know what I want to do, but I'm gonna do this other stuff. I might go to the movies today. I've hoped to see Transformers over the past week, and I didn't. I was too tired of my birthday, and I didn't go see it. And I want to go see Blackened, the little scary black people movie. I missed that as well because I have a history of not knowing my body or not knowing that I'm tired or exhausted, and I will go to sleep in a nice, loud, dark, cold movie theater. Like, that's one of my pastimes. Like, if I go to see like a Harry Potter or like a Batman Begins or Batman or a long ass movie, a 2 hour plus any movie, it doesn't matter what kind of movie it is. If I'm tired, I'm gonna go there and go to sleep, and I possibly be snoring a lot of shit. So I didn't want to do that on my birthday. I just hung out with my mom, and just did that. So I need to go. I'll review those next week. Next week, I'm going to review the new Spider-Man Around the Universe movie, Transformers, and that Blackened movie, probably. Hopefully by next week. I think people need to find more ways to exert some energy and go outside more, do something out of the ordinary to get those thoughts out their brains. But we're going to cut this episode short today because something has come up, and I will see you guys next week. Like I said, you can follow us on Twitter, Morning J Show on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, on all those social medias. You can send me in questions or audio questions about concerns about what you've been thinking about, the good times, the bad times, what you're going through. And the Bukes will help you get through them because I've done it all and been through it all. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for sticking out with me, and on to bigger and better things. Have a good one.
Pull up in my hood, best dress. Next thing, upgrade, who's next? Rich boy, got him on deck. Good boy, tell that nigga fetch. I put my new man on a leash. Traded in my old nigga, he was just a lease. I ride around town till I leave. I gave that boy rounds, but I'm back to the street like la da di da di da. Yeah, I spin him back to the streets like la da di da di da. Back to the streets, so clean when I pull up to the scene. Big goals and I put that on me. What you thinking? What's good? Fuck how you feeling? I wish a nigga would. Had to hit the Heisman on your homies. Stepping in your bad bitches only. My ex used to act like he owned me. Ain't enough just to treat me like a trophy. I had that, passed that, knew I had to trash that. Bounced on his ass, turned that boy into a flashback. I'm a 5-star bitch with a price tag. Gotta find me somebody that can match that. Last one got on my last nerve. Made me go change my passwords. I hit the curve with that swerve. You know I get the last word. Pull up in my hood, best dress. Next thing, upgrade, who's next? Rich boy, got him on deck. Good boy, tell that nigga fetch. I put my new man on a leash. Traded in my old nigga, he was just a lease. I ride around town till I leave. I gave that boy rounds, but I'm back to the street like la da di da di da. Yeah, I spin him back to the streets like la da di da di da. Yeah, back to the streets, back to to the streets, send you back to your old hood. On hood, baby, this is for your own good. I'm a player ass bitch and you knew it. Had a good time, now I'm ready for some new dick. Pass it to Saweetie, now you hit it, through with it. There ain't really nothing else to do with it. Yeah, you know I leveled up, I can't be stuck. I wish you luck though. Consider yourself blessed. You got to fuck with the baddest. You know that I can't be kept. No, I gotta dip out. Pull up in my hood, best dress. Next thing, upgrade. Who's next? Rich boy, got him on deck. Good boy, tell that nigga fetch. I put my new man on a leash. Straight to my old nigga, he was just a lease. Right around town till I leave. I gave that boy rounds, but I'm back to the street. Like da-di-da-di-da. Yeah, I spin him back to the streets like da-di-da-di-da. Back to the streets. Da-da-di-da-di-da. Back to the streets. Back to the streets. Da-da-di-da-di-da. Yeah. Back to the streets.
It's the Morning J Show.